Alright, sir, would you please raise your right hand and be sworn in by the clerk as best you can, and please respond out loud.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Are you Gregory Logan Ramos?
Yes.
Alright. Everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you, so it may not be in your best interest to talk about the facts of the case here today. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. That is Mr. Powers standing next to you. Sir, you are here today for a first appearance. I do have an order to take juvenile into custody on a charge of first-degree premeditated murder, a capital felony. Order was signed by myself yesterday. I have reviewed the 707 of the facts of the case. The probable cause for the detention for the delinquent acts that I mentioned is found. Public defender is appointed. Grounds for initial detention were met and continue to be met. You will be detained by the Department of Juvenile Justice in secure detention for 21 days or until further court order. Anything from the state?
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Powers.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Representative Porras.
Good morning, Judge.
For the representing.
Kendall Ollie on behalf of Mr. Porras.
And you are Brian Porras.
Yes.
Could you please raise your right hand and be sworn in by the clerk? Please respond out loud.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Again, anything you say is being recorded and can be used against you, so it may not be in your best interest to talk about the facts of the case. You are here for an order to take into custody for the following charge: accessory after the fact to first-degree premeditated murder. I do find probable cause for that delinquent act. I did sign that order to take into custody, and I did review 707 that it was based upon. Defendant does meet the grounds for initial detention and does meet the criteria for continued detention.
May we be heard on that, Judge?
Yes, ma'am.
I do have both of Mr. Porras' parents here and also his grandparents. Mr. Porras has no history, as you can see from the face sheet. He's never been in trouble before. The only true act that is having him score over 12 points is what he is charged with. He does have a good home to go to. He does have a good family supporting him. What I would ask the court to do is release him to his parents so that maybe be home confinement or something to that effect. I don't think secure detention is the right remedy for this. He's not charged with killing anyone. He's charged as an accessory after the fact.
Gregory Lee Porras,
Okay, and Mr. Porras, where do you currently reside?
Daytona, Florida.
Okay, and who resides with you?
Tanya Hall.
Okay, and does your son live with you?
Yes.
Okay, if your son were to be released, would you ensure that he comes to any future court dates?
Yes.
Would you keep an eye on him and make sure that he doesn't leave the home if the court ordered that he be secured in the home?
Absolutely, yes.
And will you ensure that he is supervised by either yourself or your wife?
Yes.
Okay. I've got no further questions for this witness. May I inquire of?
I have inquiry, Your Honor.
Sorry.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Sir, your son was living with you on the date of this offense, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And he turns 18 on December 1st of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
All right.
No follow-up. May I inquire of the second witness? Can you state your name, ma'am?
Tanya K. Hall.
Okay, and do you know Mr. Porras?
Yes, I do.
How do you know him?
He lives in the home.
with
Okay.
his father and I.
Okay, and do you help raise him?
Yes,
Okay, if he were to be released to the home, would you ensure that he comes to courts?
yes, I would.
Would you ensure that he abide by any conditions that the court may put in place?
Yes.
Okay, and would you monitor him or assist in monitoring him? Okay, I've got no further questions.
I have some questions.
Go ahead, Ms. Jackson.
Ma'am, do you work outside the home?
Yes, I do.
And how many hours a week are you away from the home?
I'm 40.
And how about your husband? Does he work outside the home?
Yes, he
Yes.
does.
And how many hours a week does he work outside the home?
40.
So are you able to personally supervise Mr. Porras at all times?
We are, along with his grandparents
And his grandparents live where?
in Sanford. So we are able to ensure that when we are not with him, that his grandparents are directly with him.
I have no other questions, Your Honor.
All right, based on the testimony I heard, I will grant the request for home detention. It will be with electronic monitoring. And he needs to be supervised at this point, like one at all times. Are you Dylan Ceglarek?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay, public defender is appointed. Sir, you are here on an order to take juvenile into custody on the charge of accessory after the fact to first degree premeditated murder. I do find probable cause.
Your Honor, may we be heard as to detention? I think Mr. Ceglarek's, he's in a similar position as to the last defendant, and we would be asking for home detention. Could we have his parents come forward? Folks want to come forward?
Sir, if you'll please, and ma'am, if you'll raise your right hands to be sworn in by the clerk.
Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but
My name is Marion Capizzi.
And what's your relationship to the defendant?
I have custody of my grandson.
He's your grandson. And does he live with you?
Yes, he does.
And where does he live?
He lives in Daytona.
Would you be in a position to help supervise your son?
Yes, I would.
Okay, and would you see that he complies with all conditions
Yes, I
of
would.
home detention?
Yes, I would.
Okay. I don't have anything further.
Argued by the state.